Hey there, and welcome back to Rise Up Voices from the Frontlines Relationship Edition, the place where we get real about what it takes to grow stronger, more authentic, more connected relationships. I'm your host, Krista Fee, and today we're diving into a truth that most people avoid in marriage. But once you get it, it will change everything. Today's episode is called It Starts With Me, and we're talking about the secret power of radical accountability. Not the kind that's tied to guilt, not the kind that makes you a doormat. I'm talking about the kind of personal responsibility that puts you back in your power. So let's get into it. If you have ever said to yourself, if my partner would just stop or start doing whatever the thing is, the big complaint, we'd be fine. Or maybe I feel stuck because I can't make them understand how much they've hurt me. I want you to pause and take a deep breath because I've been there. So many of us have. And here's what I've learned, both personally and as a practitioner. Healing doesn't start when they change. Healing starts when you do. Marriage is not about fixing your partner. It's about becoming the kind of partner you would want to be married to. This starts with radical self-reflection. It starts with asking, what's my part in this? How am I showing up? Where am I avoiding growth? That kind of honesty is brave. It's also the foundation for trust, safety, and true connection. Now, let's back this up with some science. Doctors John and Julie Gottman, two of the most respected researchers in relationship psychology, and I will quote them often, have studied couples for decades. And what separates the couples who make it from the ones that don't is accountability. The ones who thrive are the ones who are willing to say, I messed up. I see my part. I want to repair this. That humility, that ownership, it builds emotional safety. Now let's bring in some attachment theory. Whether you lean anxious, avoidant, or somewhere in between, you won't heal your attachment wounds by demanding your partner behaves in a certain way. You'll heal by becoming secure within yourself, by learning to regulate your own emotions, by showing up consistently, by communicating with clarity instead of control. Safety in a relationship starts with the safety that we carry inside. Now, I'm not saying that any of this is easy. And taking accountability doesn't mean excusing harmful behavior. It doesn't mean tolerating emotional neglect or pretending everything's okay. What it does mean is taking your energy out of blame and putting it into transformation. Let me give you a simple but powerful exercise. Every time that you feel triggered, ask yourself, what is this really about? Is this about my partner? Or is this a wound that I haven't healed yet? Get curious, not critical, because awareness is the beginning of every single breakthrough. So here's your Rise Up Reset moment for today. Say this along with me. I take full responsibility for how I show up in this relationship. I don't need anyone else to change in order for me to grow. I lead with integrity because that's who I choose to be. And let it sink in. When you shift your focus from what they're not doing to who you are becoming, you take back your power. You become a safe space. You lead with presence and clarity, and that energy changes the whole relationship dynamic. So here's an action step that you can take for this week. Pick one area that you've been avoiding ownership. Maybe it's your tone of voice, your withdrawal, your reactivity. Whatever it is, just own it. You don't have to fix it all overnight. but you do have to take the first step, because your relationship doesn't need perfect. It needs authentic. It needs accountable. And that starts with you. If this episode speaks to you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget that you can join the Rise Up Relationship Reset community, where you have access to the entire course, workbook, and hundreds of useful lessons. And that's a simple but powerful way to take this from concept into practice. Until next time, keep showing up, keep doing the work, and remember that you're not here to survive this relationship. You're here to rise up together.